So, guys, I know we have like a lot to talk about from Melody to Martell to Arionne to Black Titanic to Stormi. It's like so much has been going on off the show, and I'm sure they're not going to show anything on the show. So, let's talk. But let's start off from the most important, which is Arionne, Martell, and yeah, oh my God, we've not even started, and someone's already asking if Mel is suing. Mel said she was suing. You know what? Let's talk about this whole suing the Mattel reviews. You have to give us more insight. You know, you are in the law kind of thing. I'll just give like the background and you explain it in the no you put lawyer stuff. Me, I'm not a lawyer now. So
Let's see.
you have a lawyer in the house. She's going to explain it well for people to understand. So let me give context to what people are asking so people will understand. So as at this morning or yesterday stroke this morning, Arion came Arion was exposed by original straight no chaser to have been feeding out information about Mel. She was also exposed that she, she was also exposed. She mistakenly exposed herself and Mattel. She claimed she has seen the sex tape and she actually was asking Cassie for her opinion pertaining the oh whether she should put it out, whether she should fake being a male. So Cassie was actually not lying. Although I feel like there are some this and that that was like twisted because she was really coming to Cassie saying, oh, she was with this, she's a whore, she's a this, she's sleeping, she's a stripper. And I'm like, what concerns me if Cassie was a stripper? Like, Cassie is not the person that we're really bothered with, obviously. So while speaking, I think the problem with Aaron in that particular call was that she was speaking way too fast and as she was speaking way too fast, trying to like sort Mel, trying to like come for Mel here and there. She did not know where she mistakenly spoke or said it and accepted or agreed that, oh, she actually saw this clip, oh, she will actually ask, and she was actually willing to even distribute the tape. So it's like Mattel took the sex tape privately without Mel's opinion or without Mel's consent, and then he showed the tape to Aaron, and Aaron was actually willing to distribute it. But after she talked to Cassie, when Cassie was like, "Oh, why are you doing?" and all those kind of things, after the whole drama, I think at that point it was like, "Oh, maybe, oh, I sound too low. Am I low?
You do sound a bit low, but we can hear you now, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
you should have told me anyways." So let me just like phrase or paraphrase it so that people understand. I'm going to shout now. So Arion was exposed by original straight no chaser yesterday night or morning, stroke night or morning. So she released a phone call between the both of them. Apparently, Aaron has been feeding original straight no chaser information. Am I still low?
No, no, no. I can hear you. So
Am I
maybe
like,
maybe check your volume, not you, as in whoever is saying that, because me, I can hear you perfectly.
or should I use a mic? Let me get my mic, I guess.
Okay.
Let me think okay, so let me so the thing was that she called original straight no chaser, and from the released phone call, we found out that they've been having like multiple conversations between them, and she has been feeding original straight no chaser information Mel. So can you hear me now? Am I very loud? Okay, yes.
No, no, no. You're fine.
Okay. So she has been feeding original straight no chaser information about Mel, like all those that if Mel exposed that original stuff was like, oh, someone sent me a text, blah blah blah. Now I'm actually thinking that it was probably Aaron and Martell that has been feeding out all this information, and people that have been saying that oh, it was Marsau, like that was false. So the call was put out, and then because in a bit to speak fast and trying to like shout or like bash because she was really coming at casting Mel. You would think that Mel was the one who made out a side chick. You'll be very, very shocked if you listen to this whole 20 something minutes of a call. And then in a bit of sounding all ratchet, like, oh my God, she was laughing like, oh, she finally got the man kind of thing. She announced that she actually saw the tape.
Okay. So
And
Arionne
she
saw
kind
the
of even admitted that he did tell her to make the fake page.
wow, she admitted to that as well. So the thing is, the fact that she is admitted to Martell sending the video to her, that I feel like
Okay,
that's
can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay.
hello. Oh, Ucha, can't hear you at all. Can't hear you at all, Ucha.
Ocha, we can't hear you at all.
Ucha, we can't hear you at all. I don't know if there's a delay, but we can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh no. So can someone let her know in the chat that we can't hear her? I don't know what's going on. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, babes. Ucha.
I think the problem is actually from StreamYard though.
Oh, is it?
I think the problem is from StreamYard. Can you hear now?
Okay. Now I can hear you, but like
Okay, we can hear you now.
for a while we've been trying to say we can't hear you.
Yeah. So where did you stop hearing me from? Let me explain.
Sis, very early on, once you start talking about Arionne actually admitted. So before you start showing this on the screen. So
Yeah,
yeah, we could see your face moving and your mouth, but we could not hear anything. I bet. Like that's why I even came out. I was like, let me come out of it in case it's mine.
yeah. So from the very beginning of the slideshow, we heard nothing.
Yep.
Can you hear me now? It was actually StreamYard. I had to like go like change my mind. And then
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
yeah, we can hear you great now.
Yeah.
so in the call, she said that she saw the sex tape. So I'm just giving you all the information. She saw the sex tape, she watched it, and she was actually willing to distribute the sex tape. But
Mm-hmm.
because of the blowout she had like with casting, she decided that oh maybe that's like a bad idea. Then Mel then took to Instagram to actually like talk about the fact that she's going to sue. So Mel posted this particular video. If you guys know this video, it was once a trending video on social media. The
You
video
about
is
it.
the video was this man is just talking about you're going to jail, you're going to jail. So
I when I seen that video.
Yeah.
remember the video. And then Mel said, thankful for the new bill passed in 2019. Now, for people that do not understand this, sexual violence became very, very popular around that time. And Alabama did not have any law. Like you could actually like do revenge porn. Alabama did not have any law to actually prosecute anybody was so bad that they passed a law. So if all this had come out before then, Mel wouldn't have been able to do anything. So now they passed a law in 20, the law was put out in 2017 and it was passed in 2019. Now, this is why I want you to explain because many people were really saying, oh, it's going to stay in jail, another kind of thing. And I was like, that sounds very weird because when I was reading it, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just like using like literal explanation. So the law said
Okay.
distribution of intimate private image, also known as revenge porn or non-consensual pornography. The law applies when the depicted person has not consented to the transmission and the sender intends to harass or intimidate the depicted person. A
Mm-hmm.
first offense is a class A misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in prison or in jail. Subsequent offenses are class C felonies, punishable by up to 10 years in prison.
Okay. And what it sounds like is Melody did not consent to one, the transmission of this, did not consent to that at all. So in the very least, it sounds like he distributed it to Arionne, even if we can't say he distributed it to the world, because how else did she see it? And what would even be great would be if it was like a transfer by some form of maybe like a something that there's an evidence, like maybe he sent it to her, airdropped it to her, it's on her, or it's in her possession, something like that. That is distribution. So in essence, that is revenge P.
And also the fact that he has sent it to Mel in a harassing way with the intent to harass her. Because remember, he had sent it to her with, like, if you don't stop doing this, I'm going to leak this.
Yep. Exactly. So he's also used it to harass and intimidate her. So I feel like in any way, either way, that satisfies both. I wonder if there's something specifically in relation to sending intimate images or videos privately to another person without the consent of the other person in the video. I do think there should be something else added onto that as well, just for good measure, because why would you transfer it and send it to your side chick? So
Well, there was something that kind of said that in, like, in the comment section of the the post, like underneath Mel's post, that kind of hinted to that. Was like, it was like the consensual and non-consensual. Like, even if Mel knew about the video, since she didn't consent to it being sent to another person, like that, it was
exactly.
against the law as well.
Exactly, because where I am, if that happened and it is a crime to send any intimate video or images to someone else without consent, that actually is enough to satisfy the revenge P. And so
And then
that's
think
enough
about it,
even
I feel
if
like
the
he has sent
victim
it to
else.
everybody else on the cast as well.
Exactly. So if that's the case, that is more than enough. But whether or not she's able to show the evidence that he's done that is another thing. Um
But he sent her the picture of the revenge, the tape, and he sent her a text,
mhm.
and he actually said he sent it during the whole Queen Sheba interview kind of thing. So it's not like she does not
Perfect.
adequate this thing. She just needed someone to say that they have also seen it. I think that was what she was looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, Arionne like volunteered herself and was like, "Oh yeah, I did it." Like, because when I was listening to that call, I was like, what exactly was she even aiming for? Because I really did not get it.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, if she did not admit to seeing it, then it wouldn't have been like distributed or transferred, right? So, but the fact that Ariane is saying that she's seen it, right? And also think about it, the intention of him sending it to her was so that they could cause distress to Melody to begin with, right? So either way, that does not look good. And if anything, that is actually just strengthening Mel's position. the parts that I feel like would be really good to have
Right,
also.
and that there is evidence and it's gone. And I feel like that is enough evidence for both of them to have charges brought against them for revenge being.
Yeah. So I think she, especially with her Arionne actually admitting it, and I haven't watched the video yet to know like the extent and whether or not she was forthcoming about, did she say he sent it to her? Did she say she saw it on his phone? Did she say, I would have loved if she had said something like, oh, he sent it to me on
Yeah, you
WhatsApp.
have to watch it because she lets it be known it was sent to her. She watches, she knows that Mel was sucking dick.
So he
Like
said
she
it was
let
sent
it
to
be
her.
known everything. Like she let it
Perfect.
be out. And that right
Perfect.
there, like that's enough for Mel to sue. And honestly, this is enough, like, full custody. I feel like she should be able to get now and she should be able to move on fully with everything that she needs to. Because she's been waiting to be able to move out of Huntsville. She's been saying she wanted to get out of Huntsville, but she couldn't because of everything that was going on and her having to do the 50-50 custody and things like that. I think she should be able to bypass all of that with this going on. This should be like the nail in the coffin right here. This is the cherry on top.
Yeah. And I think the biggest part is the audacity that Ariane actually has. Like the audacity for you not to even think like, yo, this could put me in trouble.
She actually
Like
doesn't.
she
Don't think she cares.
she doesn't care. She has nothing to lose. She's moving like someone who has nothing to lose. And people like that are very dangerous. Nothing stops them. They just say whatever comes to their minds. They don't even think about self-preservation because if she was thinking of self-preservation, she would not have said anything. She would have kept that quiet forever and taken that to her grave. But she's like, no, no, I must spill the beans. But in a way, I'm grateful that she did that because it helps strengthen Melody's claim. Because if she's saying that Martell transferred and what he did was enough to constitute revenge P, without that last bit of evidence that he's actually transferred it to someone, distributed it, then her claim would be super weak. But at least now she has this proof. If she could get more, that would be great. But like I would hope that Ariane would like show us the screenshot of not the thing itself, but him sending it like a message or something. That would be enough. Slam dunk.
And you know if original Straight No Chasers agenda was to try to, go against Mel or whatever, honestly, I feel like she helped her out a whole lot. And honestly, if you listen to the questions and the way that she was asking Coleslaw stuff, she was baiting her. She was baiting her a lot. And Ariane was kind of getting mad, like, stop, like, let me talk. Just let me get it out. Let me say what I want to say. Just let me get it out. Like, almost as if she was like, trying to state her piece because she knew some shit was gonna come. Like she knows some shit's gonna come her way now, so she's trying to she's trying to save her ass because she knows.
Yeah. And it's bizarre that Carlos is still not gonna say anything. He's still not going to. But to be fair, if the law gives the consequences that we want, it wouldn't matter what
It
Carlos
would,
does. It wouldn't matter. That's his problem.
but no
Like Carlos is not gonna say a thing because that is to me is just disgusting in its own. Carlos will not come out and say a word about this, but if it was somebody over on Bravo's network, oh, he would have so much to say about it. He would be all up in the comments. He would be, oh my God, he would be shading them sideways, up and down, all the way through next week. He would be shading them. But he will not do shit when it comes to Martell or anything when it comes to his shows at all. He's not going to say a word about this.
really crazy. I think the problem is that, do you see the way people are dragging Maurice every single angle of the earth? They've
I
dragged
love
Maurice.
it. They should drag him all the way straight. Okay, I was gonna say hell, but I'm like, you know what? Let me stop.
Alex doesn't care. Like, even if we tell him, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself, blah, 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 he actually doesn't care. He wants
He
a
loves
ratchet
it.
show. He loves this thing because, bet me, this is going to be the bedrock of the second part of the season because they are filming currently. And if he wants to be, he's not going to show it in the show. What? I'm even giving him too much credit. He's definitely not going to show this on the show because we might be saying, oh, this is actually very, very important stuff that should make it on the show because why is an ex stalking and a no, this even brings me to the fact of the whole judge.
Mm.
I'm
Yep.
like, you had all the evidence that this man is harassing this lady, and then you're like, oh, because she didn't give him her number. So I'm like,
Yep. That's the thing. Sometimes you get people that are biased, right? Sometimes you get people that could be biased towards one particular gender or could have certain biases towards something. Remember also that Martell plays the part of a good father very well. He knows how to play on people's emotions. I've been there for my kids. I pick them up. I do this, I do this, I do that. So it's easy for someone who doesn't have all the context to fall for it, right? And we have all the context, right? Imagine Martell and how he presenting at court. Don't forget that he also has pretty privilege, right? So the way he presents at court, he's probably going to present as this man that loves his kids, and automatically that is coming through, right? And so yes, I think there might be some biases there, and I do think she should appeal, especially with this evidence as well. I think she needs to take it all the way straight to court and insist on full custody. Because this man has lost his mind. He has lost his mind. Especially, you could do all of that, then sit in front of Queen Sheba and talk about Mel should have called you. Are you nuts? Like, I could not believe it. I'm like, you've lost your mind. You've all lost your
No,
mind.
he is definitely a combination short of a combination lead. Right.
we
God,
can't hear
his elevator does no, he does not go to the top floor.
Gigi, we can't.
And it was so funny
Gigi,
for
we
me.
can't hear
Like
you.
last episode, to see him trying to mentor his brother. Like
Yeah,
I was like,
because
are y'all really trying to make it like he's trying to mentor his brother? Are y'all serious?
Like, you think he's smart enough to mentor anyone? Like, he
I
needs
mean,
to go
his
and sit
brother
down
is
and be
not
But
mentored.
he
mentor.
cannot. He can't pass an open book test. Who is he trying to mentor, y'all? Like, oh
His
no.
And
Uh-uh.
mentoring.
allegedly, the brother is wanted.
He's wanted
Allegedly. Mm-hmm.
for murder, which I'm like, okay,
Murder?
yeah.
Girl, I
Is
didn't
he
even know it
wanted
was
for
murder. I
murder or
just knew it was
something?
wanted.
Yes.
Who he
What?
had and everything. He was actually
Yes.
Girl. Not for murder.
Yes. I saw that too. It was out late.
Mm-mm.
Natalie saying
I said
Martell.
Martell will be the one that'll call and snitch on him just to get the reward money.
I
Mm-mm-mm.
don't think is there reward money. I didn't really read like in depth. I just read the whole case and everything because it's like a cold case from like last year or something that they just recently got a lead this year. So it's like,
They probably saw him on the show and thought, "Ooh, he looks familiar," and that's how they got the lead. Mm.
well, it's actually crazy.
Uh-uh.
A
See.
father do what a father is supposed to do. But a father take in the feelings of his children. You put your children through unnecessary court battle, and then you are blaming a woman fighting for her kids, saying, "Oh, you didn't want to go to court." If you didn't want to go to court,
Why
why did
apply
you take
for
me
it
to
to
court?
begin with?
So you can take me to court, but I cannot fight. I really don't get it. And a
It,
good father would not want to share the sex state of the mother of his kids.
Right. Why would you steady send her through court knowing one, you didn't have the money to keep going back and forth to court? You didn't even have the money to keep your lights on. The woman that you were putting through court was paying your light bill, plus putting food in the house for you to take care of your kids, but yet you kept disrespecting her day in, day out, and you
He's just
expected
wicked,
her to just
wicked
keep
person.
lying down and taking it. Like, it just, none of it just ever made sense, especially when it comes to the stuff that he does and continue to do. Like, why? And then, like, everybody's like, expects people to give mercy to him or grace. Look, God gives, grace. Yehovah gives grace to him. But he's got to want this for himself, and he's not wanting it.
To be honest. So now Mel is like, from our Instagram stories, it seems like she's going to file the suit within the next 2 weeks. Because if I'm going by what she's posting, this is what she said. She said, um, okay, she was like, let me go to the part where she said, let me skip for this, skip for this, skip for this. What is it? I don't want to talk about this yet. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong slide. Let me show you. Okay, she was like, folks will folks will take your silence for granted, and sometimes you got to remind folks. And if you're super sensitive, stop following me for about 2 weeks, because I ain't letting up. So I'm like, what
Oh,
exactly is going to happen in the next 2 weeks?
I will be watching. I already turned my post notifications on. I need to know what is going on.
Right. That's what I said. Like, we give more, like, you're going to get more information on YouTube than what you are on Love and Marriage Huntsville or anything, because this is where it's really happening at. IG, that's where it's all at. And honestly, I hope she sues, because it's about time. She's been really, really, really being real nice and subtle about it. And it's
And
time for her to take the gloves off.
yeah, I think enough is enough. Because if not, he will continue to do it. He will find something else to do next year. She needs to. The only way
Hey,
he's going
even
to
next
learn.
month. He will find something next week, next
Yeah.
month. Like, he will find something.
The problem with Mel right now is that she grew up without a father. Like, let me learn first. So she wants to have her kids have their fathers around, their father around. I mean, and the problem with it is that I need parents to understand that not every parent needs to be around. Not
Yep.
every parent is a good example. Not every parent needs to be with the kids. Just look at Marlene. At least she got his mom and she threw Martell to his mom. And at the end of the day, it ended up being damaged. So imagine if it was Marlene that raised him. He would have been probably in jail, which he would be.
Yeah. Not just. I know people feel like, oh, just because they want their parents there or whatnot, it's like half a parent. Like, nah. I personally think you need a solid parent or two solid parents. If you don't have that, I don't believe in the, oh, as long as he's there for his kids. How? What is he teaching these kids? These kids are really, really nice kids at this point, right? Thank God. But what do you think he's going to teach these kids? He's not going to teach them what he doesn't know. He's going to teach them
He's
exactly
already
who he
told and
knows.
said that he manipulates them. He said it on
Exactly.
Queen Steve's interview that he manipulates those children. So that right there, that is not good parenting.
Yeah.
Anytime you admit that you, one, have abused those children physically and that you have manipulated them, no, I'm sorry. That's when you have to start reevaluating some parenting adjustments. We're going to have to talk about some things. All of that, I just, well, they're the parent and I just want them around. Well, no, you have to think about what's best for that child and those children. And that influence sometimes might not be what's best for them, especially if you see that they're thriving and doing better outside of that environment. No. He couldn't even go to parenting classes, court ordered parenting after the abuse that he had, after what him and Tank went through. You would not even go to court ordered parenting classes with your son. You told these people that you wasn't going to do it. You're throwing chairs in court, showing your aggression. Come on. What?
And it's
That's speaking
interesting how
volumes.
none of that stuff came through in the ruling. That's a problem. I don't understand that. Like, usually, if you've had to sanction someone consistently on different things, right? How do you then make a judgment call based on that they're doing what is in the best interest of the children, if you've had to sanction them and give them extensions constantly in relation to dealing with something that has to do with the children? That doesn't make any sense, in my opinion.
It doesn't. But that's Alabama law. That's that crazy shit where it's, we'd rather you have the dysfunction, and that way we can have another a reason to say, um, you know, black households or black parenting is this way or dysfunctional because we allow this to happen, or, it's just another form of dysfunction.
Yeah.
It's like they try to make up for taking away, a lot of our African American men and putting them in incarcerated situations. So it's like, no, we're going to leave you in abusive situations instead of, because if you notice, a lot of the cases where there are good parenting and you have the good men and you have the fathers that are, taking care of their kids and doing well, they'll take them away from, their kids. They'll still take those kids away from, the household. But yet they'll leave kids in bad household, bad parenting situations, or they'll leave them in situations where, there's alcohol, there's still drugs, there's still, abuse and things such as that.
And then they find a way to put them on a plan, a plan that they review. And I'm just like, you should be taking the
Right,
kids away, in my opinion,
right. And
right?
it's a blessing that they have, that Mel is actually the mother that she is, and that she has the faith that she does, and that she knows. Like, I really do feel that Mel's faith is what really strengthens her the way that it does, and keeps her grounded, and keeps those kids, so well rounded and protected. Because with the life, with the marriage, and the shit that she has to go through on a daily with Martell, oh, honey. And the other one would have been probably behind bars because they probably would have snapped and they'd been on ID. This would
Yep.
not have been a phone network. This would have been a snap situation.
Yeah. Because most people in that situation would have lost their minds. They would have gone off on him, would have done something crazy, and probably offed him. But
It's
the fact that,
becoming too much.
yeah,
He
the fact,
purposely antagonizes her, like, and he just keeps going, like, one thing doesn't work, he keeps trying something else. Something else doesn't work, and something else, and it's just more and more and more. It's only so much that a person can take, and then you're using the kids. You're using her friends. You're trying to use family. You're trying to use business, like any and everything you can to get at this woman. You are trying, but
that's what, it's
her
not
faith
working.
is too strong.
But the thing is, it's not working. It keeps bouncing back. No weapon fashioned against her is prospering. At what point do you think, okay, wait, let me stop before I catch it?
Right, that's the whole thing. Like, it's I don't understand why he's not realizing that yet. Like, are you not realizing nothing that you're doing is not working?
Nothing
It's
is
none of
working.
your plans are working. They're all backfiring, and it's all coming. It's all going to come down on you.
Yeah, it's like, maybe try being a decent human being for a change. Because this clearly isn't working. Whatever it is you've been doing ain't working.
But when you've been in decent for so long, it's really hard for you to try to turn that corner. And I don't feel like he wants it. Did you see how he was like? Did you watch the episode?
Yes, I watched it. He takes
You see
no
how
accountability.
he was mad at Marlene for telling the
Yeah,
truth. I understand, like, because he felt like Marlene was supposed to take his side.
yeah. She was meant to go there,
I'm
give
pretty
them,
sure he was
give
probably
them,
like, Mom, you say
and
what
then
I tell
give
you
them
to
hell,
say, and
man.
that's that.
What? I'm like, give them hell. What? What are you talking about? I'm like, this is about your children. Why can't she speak the truth? Why does she have to go up there and manipulate the judge on your behalf? That's
Because he
insane.
knows that what he's doing is not right, and he feels that if he manipulates everyone, because that's what he's been using as manipulation to get what he wants. And when it
Mm,
doesn't work as a narcissist, it's like your plan has been foiled. So you're like, you don't know what to do next.
mm.
You have no real backup plan because manipulation is all you know.
Yep.
So your mom, you feel like, Mom, that's I came from you. You're supposed
And
to just do what I say.
and I bet he's gonna have an issue with Chris Fletcher because Chris just went there and told the truth.
Yeah, they was like, Chris does not want to go to jail. He's not going to jail for anybody. Like, no,
That's
now
someone that he's
neither.
trying to protect his business, honey. He ain't going to jail for nobody.
Now nor Chris Fletcher, they are not going to go to jail for neither. No one, especially not a Martell. And
Mm-hmm.
they know that he was lying. But
Yep.
that's what's so crazy is you actually have these people subpoenaed because you thought in your mind that they were going to lie for you on stand to try to get you to get full custody because you thought that you were going to get child support. That's what he really was expecting, I feel. I feel
I'm
like he
like,
wanted child support from now because all of his business endeavors that he really is not, I can't even say business endeavors because there's no promotion, there's no real thought into it. It's just like he feels like if he says that he's doing something, it's supposed to come to fruition without any real work. It doesn't work like that.
yeah.
But
I just
like,
kept thinking, like, seriously, you subpoenaed your friends. You didn't give them a heads up. You didn't even think, okay, wait, like, let me tell them first. And also, what could they have seen about whether or not she had 20 something baby sitters? How would they know? It doesn't make any sense. The people you should be subpoenaing are not the ones you are. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I think he just thought they would lie for him.
yeah, it's like, right. So how would you how he said
I
to
can't
come
hear
to
you.
my babysitter? No. Like
Oh, I
unless
can't hear
you were
you.
talking every time she left. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Now I can.
Can you Oh, okay. Like how would he know about the 20 babysitters? Was he stalking every time
Exactly.
she left somewhere? Did you put a tracker on? Do you have a hidden camera in her house? How would you know how many babysitters this
Exactly.
woman has anytime she's gone somewhere? There's
Exactly.
no way he would know.
There's no way. And it's like if you're subpoenaing people, what are you subpoenaing them to say? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I found it, what I found crazy was when the lawyer said that he wanted the passwords to her social media, her phone, who
yeah,
she's
that was
dating, and having basically intercourse with. I was like, what? Hold on, y'all been divorced for 3 years. This is a custody case that you are taking her to court for. Why do you need all of this information?
and I know
This
people would
has
say
absolutely nothing to do for you.
100%. And I know people will say, oh, it was probably needed to be able to gauge how much she earns and all of that. But at the
Well,
same
how is
time,
Ice
so
business?
I know, but the thing is, if they're trying to calculate child support, that is something not in those exact way, not in that exact way. Let me clarify. So, for instance, right, in the past, when there's a child custody thing, or I'm not speaking about Alabama. I don't know for a fact. But I'm just saying in my jurisdiction, one of the things we want to find out is whether or not the person is living with a partner, as in, do they have a new partner and are they cohabiting with the new partner? Just because if they're cohabiting with someone, then financially we're thinking, what is the amount that is available to them? But that's more important, more in terms of finances, trying to gauge, okay, where are they? Do they have, is it like a two income household now, or is it like a, does that make sense? So it's more in relation to finances,
Yeah,
and
but
that's
this is the
usually
thing. If
more
we're not,
relevant
even if we
in a
are,
marriage
like, there's two
divorce.
of us in the house. If your name is not on my lease, I'm not on your lease, and our finances aren't tied together, you don't need to know. The courts don't need to know what it is that we're doing together because we're technically not connected like that. So
Yeah,
I,
so
I would
I feel
understand
like,
like if there was like, what I'm saying, like a mix like that, like, you're my fiance, we are serious or a serious relationship. But as far as just like, if I'm dating someone or who I'm sleeping with at the time and
exactly, I felt
that,
like that was
oh,
extreme and that was unnecessary. A better way would be like, okay, financially, are you cohabiting with someone? No. Okay, so that means if you're not cohabiting with someone, are you really like sharing, bills or whatnot? Probably
Mattel doesn't even have a
probably.
house, so I
Exactly,
don't get it.
that's a
It
big
doesn't have a
thing,
house.
right? That's a big thing. Usually in this, well, in where I am, they would be thinking, where are the children going to stay? Do they have a stable home? They would have hated the fact that Mattel does not have a house. But I don't know what happens in Alabama. Clearly, it doesn't matter. But that would have been a big red flag.
but Martell is the only one that doesn't have a house. Mel has a house, a nice big house that she's been living in. Like her finances and her records are good. Martell, we're the one, like, you're the one who needs to be answering, how do your finances look? How do you
And
make
you
your
know
money?
one thing, this is one thing that actually struck me as important. We've been talking about finances, home, home, home. Now I'm thinking this judge basically crowned Mattel as the father figure of the year. So what if Mattel had had a house? Do you think this judge wouldn't have granted him full custody?
The judge might have, and this is the problem, right? My thing is, house is a huge thing when it comes to children. It shows stability, right? You can't just be moving your kids from left, right, center. Where are the kids going to live, right? So you're telling me, right, that despite this man not having a house or where these children are going to live, like, and you felt like he was still doing stuff that was in the best interest of the children? Okay.
Like, he could not, he was sanctioned several times. He's not abiding by the rules of the court. He isn't financially stable, which you can't tell me that he is, what, because he's getting the checks from the show. Outside of the show, what other finances does he have? That is what needs to be seen as well.
Probably being a
Like,
gigolo. She baited, wait, see this comment. She baited Slaw to tell on Martell and herself, period. They are just idiots. My point is that it's not a bait. They've been having like conversations over and over. Unfortunately, Coleslaw told on herself and she's like, oh, I'm just going to post it on YouTube.
Mm, mm.
yeah, yeah, I feel like they have been talking and for a while, and that it was said, like,
It's not even
like they,
feeling
cause
like
first of
she
the way that
said
they
it.
was talking,
Coleslaw
and
said from her mouth that, oh,
Coleslaw
I
was
used to
calling
give
her
you
name as if
information
they were
about Mel.
besties. The
Oh,
She
way
said,
that
I've
they
been
were
feeding
talking,
you
Coleslaw was
information
calling her
about
name.
Mel.
wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they were
it's
talking like
not
they talk all
the
the time. So yeah, but what I'm saying is, original Straight No Chaser, she was asking them questions though to kind of get certain answers out of her while she was talking on this one. Acting like, oh no, I'm not gonna post it right now. I'm just chilling. Girl, no, you're not. You gonna post it. You posting this one. We know you are. Because what about all those other conversations? Yeah, we know that you do your videos and whatnot, but this one right here is the one that we needed to know, and this one's the one that helped spell out the most.
Yep. So I
But
don't think
Arionne was
we
calling her name
got.
like they was best friends. Nay. She just kept saying her name like they were just like the coolest. Like they went to school together, like,
It was very
so
suspect.
yeah.
So it's not like she told on. Aaron has told her so many things because I really do not know how you are in the middle of something that could get you in jail and you are willfully like giving evidence against yourself. I don't know. I've had like a court case. I did not speak to the person, even though you call me, you want to have random just because you don't know who is recording. You don't know what the person will. They can use all these things against you. The court case, it was like it was a simple thing because someone can just have a very good lawyer that would rubbish you.
Yep. 100%. So you have to. You can't just be speaking on things like never ever. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like,
Especially
even if
not
it's
something
something
like
where
that.
you've done it in the past, this is advice for everyone listening. Even when you've done illegal ish in the past, it's not for you to now start confessing because the statute of limitations might not be done in that ish, honey. You could still go to jail for that. Okay? So,
Right.
like, when you like want to do all these truth or drink and you're confessing to things that you've done, be careful. But yeah, that's just my little 2 cents. Gigi, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, that's agreed. Like, that's so true. Stop talking as if, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody will not record you. Doesn't matter if y'all talk all the time and you feel like they're not going to put out something or they're not going to say something or you can, trust them just because you said something to them before and they didn't do it. You never know. Because, like I said, the stuff that she was saying to her this time is very incriminating.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Ariane, but you really just, you got yourself, you and your man, a one-way ticket to lockup. Y'all about to be loved after lockup. If y'all want to be on the show together, there you go. That's gonna be the next show.
You do it from jail. How about that?
Cause that was just crazy. The way she was talking, like it was almost as if I really would want to hear the beginning of that conversation because she was hype. Like she was hype as if there was as if
Bestie.
you would have thought that this was the beginning of this whole thing, as if Carson had just went live and was talking about her just at that moment, and the whole revenge piece, like the situation had just happened just right then, and she was just now speaking on it.
Yeah.
Like
Did you guys
she was
see?
hyped.
Let's talk about the whole Black Titanic stuff because it's like, oh wait. See this comment. That's her job. They will get what they deserve. Now, it's not your job to peddle like fake news about someone. You know how crazy it is? The side chick of a man for over 8 years is feeding you information about a woman, and then you put the post and say, exposed. Melody exposed. She did it, she did that, she did that. Someone sent me a text message. Someone sent me a message on Instagram. Like, I don't know
Mm.
who you were feeling, but like it's probably not me because I did not buy all those fake news at that point in time because I'm like, who is feeding you all this? It made no sense. It just like weirdly convenient that only you, like someone is always sending you something in
And like,
your
where are these people
Instagram
be getting
ATM.
people to send them ish? Like, no
Right,
one
he
says
was always exposed, and it was always against male. Like he was always for male. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? Like everything was cool, but the next you know, it was exposed, and like the stuff that was exposed, it was like, where would you get this stuff? Like what? Now we know,
Actually,
Ariana and Martell.
yeah,
mm.
have babies. So what do you guys think about the Black Titanic Stormy stuff?
Sorry, is there an update? Because I've clearly missed that. Girl, I
There's
told
an
you I was not out in these YouTube streets, man. I
So
was so on
what
Raw
I,
happened was
I
yesterday.
that
already said it. Like Stormi, like I don't know what it is. I feel like Stormi only goes for ones that she feels like she can pick on and bully. Like I'm so sick of her really trying to come for Black Titanic. Black Titanic, you know what I'm saying? She reports on the news. She lets us know like what is really going on. Stormi, you're not doing your job. Like you messing up is why things are happening, why you are losing stuff. It's not because of Black Titanic. Don't get mad. But honey, I've sent for you a couple times personally. I have a small following, my dear. Like, wouldn't it be like, honey? I'm still waiting. I've invited you. We can have dinner. Like,
She doesn't want
because
BG's kind of smoke.
listen.
Sorry, give me some
Listen.
context
I
as
will
to
make a
what
roast,
happened.
okay? I will make a roast, my dear. Like I've sent for you, but you steady
What
coming for
happened?
elderly women. I don't respect that. Like I just there's no respect there.
Mm.
Like
so basically what happened was that Black Titanic was the one that reported on her business like
Yeah,
license being
I
like
remember that.
revoked.
Yeah.
So do you know what Stormy did?
What?
She then went and reported it to YouTube and said Black Titanic was harassing her.
Mm. Mm-mm.
And you know what all these things can do to someone's channel?
Yep.
Just see what happened to mine. So it's not like
Yeah.
it take before you would get your channel back to working how we used to be, it would take months. So reporting someone for harassment when she's just uploading or just like reporting news that you just do not want people to know about. Because if you are a businesswoman as you claim, why are you scared of people talking about the problems that are plaguing your business?
Mm. She's a Karen.
Like
She's the Karen.
you was so gung ho. Like you were ready to pow pow and threaten, and she was an old bitch and all this, that, and the third. And you know, you act like you was from the streets. You was talking like you was about that. But now you reporting her page, trying to get her flagged and all types of it. Man,
I hope she's
Stormy.
able to appeal and show proof that it is true.
You know how YouTube can be.
I know how YouTube can be, oh, but she needs to drag them. She needs to drag them because I know how YouTube can be, but if you drag them, they also don't want that smoke of you coming for them directly.
Like it's so crazy for someone that is like, and it's the way she has been releasing, oh, my business is this. I have no problem with you having business problems because that's how businesses are.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are good, sometimes they are bad, and it's like it's normal. But the fact that you are hiding and you're trying to portray yourself as one master businesswoman, even running like business classes. Meanwhile, your customer base have been asking for their products since the first half of the year, and you have not sent anything. And I'm like, so what exactly are you teaching the people that are going to like your business classes?
How to do exactly what she's
Like
doing?
everybody always tries to act like we're the list. No, we think they are trying to be like Mel, but damn, like how do y'all? Okay, I ain't even gonna say y'all trying to be like Mel. I'm just gonna let y'all keep trying to be like Mel and just show it. Okay, like whatever.
She is a
Cause
Karen. She. Mm. So now you want to be blocking people's YouTube channels? What if that's how she makes her money? You want to be stopping her bread when all she's reporting on is the truth? Nah.
like Black Titanic is not the reason why your business is failing. You are the owner of your business. You are the
Mm-hmm.
reason for that. Like before there was a Black Titanic even reporting on your business, you already had an F rating at the Better Business Bureau. You already had you already had customers waiting on their orders. You already had back orders, 5,000 plus back orders. Like, come on. You were
Black
already
Titanic can
behind.
get people to report her page. Since if you want to go that way, let's all do it.
Like, that's the stuff I don't get. Like, you're mad because she reported the news. She told the truth. And y'all don't want the truth to come out. Why would you go on reality TV if you don't want the truth to be exposed? Like,
Exactly.
y'all
Just
don't make no sense.
come off. If you're not going to share your reality, why are you on reality TV? And the thing is, I feel like Carlos has let these people think, in my opinion, that
He
they
became
can get
too
away with
friendly.
not showing their reality. And this is why
He
these
became too
people,
friendly with them,
yeah,
and that's a problem.
yep, exactly the problem. He needs to stop being too friendly with his cast and do his job. They're not your friends. This is the same thing I always say. Co-workers are not your friends. They are your co-workers.
And then Carlos has the nerve to say that she's the face of the show. Boy, bye. Like, there is
He
no
is
show. So evidently
disrespectful.
that's what you mean.
He is disrespectful. And if whatever he needs to do to not give Mel her flowers, that's exactly what he does. He does.
That's all he does. Like, any way that he can also try to join in on the, you know,
Bash Mel.
disregard and try to bash her, like, he will. But you cannot blame anyone else for your business failing. Matter of fact, like, this is what I would like to see. If your business is failing, let us know that it's failing. Show us your fall, but show us how you are able to climb out of the mud. Show us how you get up. Like, that would be more respectful. Like, we would
Don't
be
worry.
able to, rock with that more.
And you know,
If
a lot of
if
people will be able
Martell
to
was the
relate
one
to that.
involved, like I've noticed that he protects Martell and Stormi. I don't know if it's me. Stormi has an entirely fake storyline this season and he's not saying anything about it. Martell is just like irrelevant as usual. So it's like, is it every single time that Martell is and Stormi is involved that he just tries to protect them for some weird reason?
I feel like he's trying
Let's
to
not even talk
protect
about the nonsense he said
Stormi.
this week about Martell making milk, because that
Oh
should
yes,
just piss
I
me
covered
off.
that on the show, on my show. Do you know what?
Hi
First,
Tanga.
first things first, I'm not surprised, right? Like he's always alluded to stupid ish like that, right? And it's disappointing that he continues to do that. I think one, I personally think he generally has a problem with women. This is in my opinion, because I don't
Agreed.
understand how you are constantly minimizing this woman, right? Even when she was going through so much at the hands of this man, not once did you cry or feel empathy towards her. Instead, you sat her down, were asking her stupid questions at the reunion, right? But all of a sudden, you see Martell acting like himself, and you're there crying. Oh no, oh no, you know, you have such a good heart. Like, what the hell, right? So I feel like he has no empathy towards women for whatever reason. Probably deep down into his childhood, he has no empathy for women, right? In my opinion, that's one. Two,
And I
I
agree
feel
with
like,
that.
yeah, I felt the second thing is I feel like he does not like the popularity that Mel is getting. He feels like he should be getting that. This is all in my opinion, as the producer, right? But he's not getting that. Instead, people love and adore Melody, right? Irrespective of the edits that she does get, right? People just love her. And the millimeters don't play about her, right? So if Carlos does her dirty, they're in Carlos's messages and DMs like swarming him, right? He doesn't like that. I feel like because he knows he can't, Melody can't be controlled. Melody can't be, Mellometers also can't be controlled in that way. I feel like that's what, and he's scared of that because he feels like if it gets to a point, then the show would be nothing without her. That is what he's trying to avoid. This is also why I think he's trying to big up Stormi. Because if he big up Stormi as Stormi is the face of the show, so that people will start looking to Stormi to carry the show as opposed to Melody. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to use Stormi to replace Mel on the show. That's my opinion.
I definitely agree with that. And I've actually have been on other platforms and I've asked the question, I wonder what Carlos's relationship with his mother was like, because I do hear that his mother, has passed away, but I still question it just because of how he is when it comes to women. Like he has no regard, and we have spoken about this how it is, especially being black women. We are so unprotected. We
Mm.
like it just seems like there's no regard for us, and like Carlos shows that, and throughout all of the shows that he has, like it is shown, even on just the few episodes of Love and Marriage Detroit or
Yes.
Bell Collective, like you can see the formats are the same, the dynamics of the relationships are the same. It's like, is this what he sees and how he is this what he takes as normal? Like, it makes you really question how he feels about women
Do you think
because
he's going to show anything about this whole sex, the tape stuff? Do you think
not
they're
at
going to
all,
speak about it?
not at all, nowhere. No, it would.
So
I feel
what
like it
exactly?
would take for Bravo or somebody on Bravo, and not even then. I was gonna say it would take for Andy or somebody like that to speak on it for him to even say anything about it. But even then, I don't think Carlos would even utter a word about it just because it has something to do with Martell.
I think if he gets threatened enough, and I think if for instance it starts trending, right, he will talk about it.
Maybe if he
I
gets
feel
subpoenaed, or
I feel
maybe
like
he has been subpoenaed.
unless he gets to the point where he realizes that, yo, I am on the losing team, and if I don't jump ship now, I will not have a show. I don't think he's going to talk about it until it gets to that point. And even if he shows it, it will be very redacted, very limited. We're barely going to see anything. It would be like maybe
Yeah,
I doubt it's going to show anything. I mean, when the whole custody battle started, where Mattel was dragging Mel and calling out all the names on earth, it didn't show anything.
he didn't. That's what I mean. However, now we see it tad bits. So I feel like that's what we're going to get. If at all,
yeah. I
right?
don't feel like as far as like really speaking on it, like there would be any like. No, I don't see him really too much doing anything about it or like speaking on it.
It would probably be Mel referring to it or something in a conversation with somebody, but it's not going to be fully addressed on the show. No, I don't
At
see that.
all.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
with
would be
Mel
very
being
shocked.
a producer, or you know what I'm saying, I feel like her part, she would do it like as far as her part, but Carlos, no.
Yeah, yeah,
So
no.
what exactly is the
Yeah,
use of having the
The
what
show.
exactly is use?
This is the question. It's like if you're not going to show us the reality, then scrap the show. Let me just watch. Let me just watch fiction. I know that I'm watching fiction,
I feel
right?
like that's why he's throwing these shows together, and he's trying to just like that's why he's like throwing up Love and Marriage Detroit, and he's just like throwing out different stuff with Bell Collective. Like he's just trying to throw some stuff out and make it stick. He's recycling storylines and with the hope that it's going to create a good show, and it's not doing well. So, and then also that's why he's doing what he's doing on YouTube, because I feel like he's more so worried about being a YouTube content creator than what he's worried about being a producer, because his producer credits aren't as good as what he really thought they would be on his own.
Mm. But the thing is, they're not going to get great if he doesn't show the reality. He's too involved with these people. How can the Scots say they're not going to address this cheating allegations? And you're like, okay, sure, whatever you want. No, you either show your reality or you get lost.
Well, speaking of cheating allegations and the Scots, Arionne spoke about that too. So let's see if that gets addressed.
What did she say? I'm curious.
Oh, I definitely saw the next week previews. I was like, come on, Stormi, stop. Like, I don't even know where your drama is coming from. Just stop. Because I'm already frustrated from the whole Kimmi Maurice stuff. Like, at this point, I don't even mind if they are scrapped the Kimmi and Maurice stuff. I would have rather gone to my grave without knowing that. Because Kimmi looks like a whole idiot.
Yep.
Tisha is in a better position than Kimmi. I can't believe I'm saying this.
I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. Like, this is a joke. If Tisha has it better than Kimmi, that is mad. And if anything, I'm now thinking like all of this Kimminess being expressive with everyone is because she can't be expressive at home. That's what it's given.
Yeah, and if we're talking about Lisa, can we talk about how we definitely saw her put the stickers on them
Yes.
bottles?
Oh, I saw it. I was
Honey,
like, girl.
those are not your products. I'm sorry. We saw that. We already knew that those weren't products. We saw you put your sticker on them products that you actually copied from. It looks like she took like Canva beauty products and put like some, like
the
a quick
stickers on
little
them. I'm like,
sticker deal.
you
But
do
her
that
daughters
from
are really
home.
cute. Her daughters are really cute. I don't know why they added that into the edits. That was like shady. Because
I
even if
loved it.
because the explanation that people were giving was that, oh, they were just changing like this thing from blue to pink. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, even if that's true, you're actually putting ideas in the viewer's head, because we all know the color of Canvas Beauty there. I'm like, is this not Canvas Beauty? That was very shady.
I actually
No,
loved
you
it.
don't do that. Y'all should
I
have did that
loved it.
behind the scenes.
I loved it because, for one, they're showing the reality. Let us make our judgments, right? Like, for one, I feel like if they showed the show the way things were, let us come to our conclusions ourselves, right? And so I absolutely loved how they showed her slap a label on some other person's product, which was looking like Converse Beauty to me. And the thing is, even if that's something you wanted to do it from your house, please. It just goes back to not being prepared. Why are you doing it at the photo shoot? Why? When you're on camera, you should have done that from your house. Prepare your products before you leave your house.
And did you hear the thing that she said that made no sense? This is the product I've been using on my daughter's head. I'm like, when?
I know,
Did you
exactly.
just make this product?
Exactly. I caught that as well. I was like, okay, so how long have you been using this product for? These are the kind of questions that we want to know, right?
But
How long
this
have you
is
been
also the question. You said that you've been making this product since what, 2018 or something? But that would have meant that the youngest one was like two, like one or two. That baby shouldn't have been in the kitchen mixing up certain products. Wait a second. I mean, okay, it just don't make
If she
sense.
wanted to save herself, it made no sense. Like, when she made that, I'm like, girl, you're not beating these allegations anytime soon.
No one is going to believe you. That's the truth. Like, you could say whatever now. We've seen it happen. So we're not believing anything you tell.
Latisha. Like, there's just no truth in. That's why I don't know. That's why just the whole thing between the Straight No Chaser, the original Straight No Chaser interview, and Arionne calling out Marsau possibly having the baby and the cheating allegations, on top of with just all the stuff that we already know, the Scott's lying, the expo, their fundraiser, the scams. It's just like we already knew that there was a lot going on with them. Show that on the show. Get that on the show. Like, that's what we want to see. That's the real reality.
Yep. But Carlos is not going to show us that. So
Bull crap.
Carlos is not going to show us that, to be honest. So, it's our duty on YouTube to give people the content. So if Carlos is not going to do it, let's do Carlos's job for him.
I'm glad they showed Mel this time. And I want to go ahead and just put out here, Kimmi. you was a side chick. You admitted it.
Yeah. Just accept it at this point, because I feel like now you're drawing more attention to it, right? We would have gotten over it if you did not bring it up again. If Maurice didn't bring it up again, if
Hey,
anything,
Damita.
Maurice was the one. Hey, Demeter, Maurice was the one that played her. Did you guys pick up on the fact that Maurice started setting up the meeting without her even consenting to it to begin with?
I think he had that text message already ready. Like it was already partially created. He just had to add a couple more words before he sent it because his phone was too ready to like. I was like, dang, you pulled that phone out quick to send that meeting, like to set up that meeting. It was just he was ready, and all she could do was just sit there and yes, whatever you like. And I was like, okay, even though she was being sarcastic, like no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That would not be happening.
She is definitely letting Maurice play her, and it's so painful to watch. And I just kept thinking, like, wow, you actually went under our radar for a while. Like, I knew Maurice was just like Marsau, but I didn't understand to that extent. And to actually to that extent, that is crazy.
That's got to be a Scott thing. Like she's falling into a place of Scott.
I do you know if Mark is married?
Mac, the
Other
young.
brother.
Nah, is he not
Oh,
insane?
yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, you know what? I'm glad he's not, because whoever marries that one, oh my god. Yeah, no.
He would have to marry a Tasmanian devil. Like I'll just
Yeah, no.
no. Mama Van dodged a bullet with that.
Oh, did you see what Elizabeth said? Did you see how he looked at his ex when she walked in their home? He seemed eager, to be honest. I don't know what it is, but I just think Maurice. Did you guys catch the interview that Maurice had with Carlos?
Yes, that was cringy.
The thing is, I couldn't even watch it, right? But I watched a lot of commentary about how he kept talking about Kimmi satisfying him despite, her going through what she was going through. And I'm just like, as a loving husband, wouldn't you say, okay, no, don't do this. I know you are not feeling great about it. I don't want you to feel like you have to please me, even though you're going through this. Like, what the hell?
He actually
Why would
used
that
the
matter?
term that she suffers through it.
Like, what the hell? Like, suffering is not a badge of honor. Like, what?
And for you to know that she's going through this, and like it's crazy for you to know, like, and for you to say, well, she's an actress because, like, Carlos had asked him about the fact of, Kimmy saying that she fakes it or whatever, and he was like, well, he's like, I didn't know I married an actress because the way that she's been has been how she's been the entire time we've been together, and it's like, okay, well, she knows how to fake it. Oh well, but if you
Mm-mm.
know that she's going through chemo, she's going through radiation, she's tired, she knows it, and she just turns over, and you get on top, and you know what I'm saying? You do whatever she makes noise, and if you get off, what
Mm.
are you expecting? Like, she's not about to. Are you really thinking that she's going to be all into it? And she's supposed to get buck wild, buck nasty, and be doctor and nurse and all that stuff that she used to do 2 or 3 times a day, like you wanted before. Like that is what 60 is, that you're still expecting the multiple times a day, or just kind of like whenever you're wanting it, even though this woman's still going through her
Yeah.
battle.
And also, did you guys pick up when Melody was asking if like Maurice and Monster were helping her out with like,
She
just
said,
with yeah. The way she flipped that, Kimmi is actually good at deflection. She's very good at it. She was like, "Oh, Monster, with the chores thing," but then said nothing of. She managed to flip Maurice's one, like he's he hasn't done anything wrong, and I'm like, this is the problem. You know how to deflect and create this like false narrative of like, oh, we're good over here, when in reality you're enduring nonsense from this man. And that's why it's gone under the radar for a while.
That's the not wanting to feel almost like you made a mistake,
Mm.
because 7 years before even getting engaged, and then you had already, like, you put his name on your house deed. You were, that was almost like he was a bum and you
Mm.
built him up. You
Mm-hmm.
bought everything for him.
yes.
You cooked, cleaned, you buy his clothes, his cars, his everything. And I feel like that's what it was. Like, he was still going through his divorce or whatever with Kiowa. He got with you, you're an older woman, and you was like, I'll take care of you, baby. I'll do this and I'll do that. And that's what it was. You thought it was going to be a certain way because you got this kind of, this younger man. And what you thought you were going to get is not what you're getting. And you're
You
kind of
know,
regretting it now.
what's interesting? I googled Kimmy's age, and it came up as she was 30 something. I was like, what? No, no, no. Something
No,
must
that's
have
a
gone
lie.
wrong. Exactly, that's what I said. I was like, something must have gone wrong.
She's
But yeah.
54. I think she's 54.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But when I googled it, it was something about 30 something. I'm like, nah.
People have been saying that they need to change that thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like apparently she was born in 1989. I was like, she was born in 1989. What the heck? Seriously.
We'll say this. She was born in '89. That means she's younger than me.
That means she's 34. That is nuts. I'm like, sis, you ain't 34. Stop it. Mm-mm. So whoever it is, I'm like, Portia is 42. And you're saying you're 34? Like, whoever it is that put her age there as 34 needs to
Because
chill.
how would she have given birth to Jalen?
Unless she gave birth to him. How old is Jalen?
Jalen is in his 20s.
Mm,
So
maybe she gave birth to him at like age 13 or something weird like that. Mm. So you're telling me that Latisha is even older than her? That's impossible. They need to fix it.
That's definitely not. Maurice isn't older than her.
Right. So she needs to probably come out and clean it up for us, or at least tell us her age or something. Because I don't understand. You can't be 34, sis.
I love Kimmy, but you can tell by her hands that she's at least in her upper close 50s,
Mhm.
late 40s, upper 50s.
Yeah. Or at least her neck.
Right.
Yeah, that usually gives it away, to be honest. But yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to this whole thing, I really don't see Carlos coming out with any type of, like, I don't see damage control being done. And I'm honestly waiting to see if Martell comes out and says anything, because Arionne came out and she told on him.
Hi,
Mm.
pretty brown eyes. I don't
Pretty
think he's going to say anything, to be
Hello.
honest.
He
no,
probably
Carlos has nothing to say.
Even if Martell goes to jail, he's not going to say anything.
Yep. He's going to be as quiet as they come.
I don't know about being quiet as they come now. He might, he might have to sing a little bit.
I think he would just like butter up and like stay around Melody and come across as supporting Melody in that time. He's definitely going to jump ship. He might not say much about Martell himself, but he will jump ship.
And then he's gonna be on the Scotts brothers because he was always talking about how the Scotts have had his back and told him about how he could do more and how he needs to do more ever since the beginning of the show. And so yeah, he might drop Martell and go for Marsau and Maurice.
Yeah, he needs to actually get them to show their lives. That's what he needs to get them to do. Interestingly, did you guys remember or do you guys know there was this lady who I was saying quotation marks prophetess was talking about what she felt would be coming up in terms of the show moving forward? Did you guys come across that?
Yes, I did.
Mm. So it's interesting that she said in one of her predictions that there would be some legal battles or another legal thing, which sounds like it's happening right now.
I still don't
Yeah,
believe her. Because I feel if you really were true and honest, you should have just told Mel. Because that is like coming to tell the world, like, okay, well, why are you telling me? What am I supposed to do with it?
With that information, right? Like, go straight to the people who need to know.
honestly, every last one of them has had a legal battle going on.
Yeah, I think she was
Like,
saying that.
yeah, Mel is like, when it comes to like certain legal battles, like Mel's had more personal, but everybody else has had like the business part.
Yeah, so I think she was saying that the people who did who had the custody battle will still have another legal battle. It's not over yet. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember. It was a long live. I don't remember everything, but yeah. But to be honest, it's not a fact. It's not something that is hard to reach. To be honest, it's not a conclusion that is hard to reach.
Now it's about time for this to happen, and I'm glad that it's happening sooner rather than later
Yeah.
because,
That's
like,
the point. Like,
enough is
the legal
enough.
battles were happening then. So why is she acting like she's giving some, like Jesus came and landed on her head and was like, oh, let me whisper to you. Like, she's giving fake praise. She needs to sit down one corner, like, let me not even bring the Nigerian in me and just talk, because that thing makes no sense. I'm like, girl, maybe you can fool some people, but not me.
Mhm.
Sounds very fake.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what I'm saying. Like, some things you could just kind of see, like, it's already happening. Like, I mean, if you,
and
yeah,
certain
you
things are like
click on listen.
conclusion. Mm-hmm. And certain things are like conclusions you can like naturally come to as well. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, let me tell you, when I saw the post that Mel did and I saw that video, lock them all up, going to jail. Listen, I died. That video takes me out every time I hear it and I see him dancing. All I can do is just crack up. I am waiting to see walkie talkie. Like, I'm just waiting to see the booking photo.
Yeah. I think to be honest, it's about time. And I need the court case to somehow be public. I need to know what is going on with this when this happens. I hope that Mel is able to keep us as informed as possible because I just think we're not going to get the insight from Martell and his camp. I need the insight from Mel.
Now, right now, I think he might be on his high shit because he knows that he's in some trouble. Arionne spilled a lot of things. She let it be known that she knows. She let it be known that she's seen it. She let it be known that he sent it to her. She let it be known that yes, he did ask her to do some things, and if he did, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, we're gonna let you know what happens with so what, and this is what you did when you do shit like that because you can't be malicious, vindictive, and really think that you can go against the child of your whole like that and really think that you're gonna come out unscathed. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's not gonna happen. Like that's the problem. Like when people who are blessed and highly favored like that, you really can't go against them like that.
Yep.
Because all the weapons formed against her, they have not prospered. And we've all noticed that and we've all seen it. We've commented on it several times. We've all been in group chats. We've all been on these lives. We've all been in the chats and we've all said the same thing. And we've seen it like, damn, you try to come against her like this and like this and like this and like this. And none of that shit none of it has
I'm not being
prospered against
funny,
her.
but when Stormi was for her, things were going okay. Now things are turning all the way left for her. Okay.
Right? Stormi thought she was going to come in there and be, shady too. Oh, she came in there on some snake shit and wanted to, be snake with Destiny. Oh, it's not what you think, and da-da-da-da-da. I want to be fake. Okay, there you go. Now you want to be dirty. This is what happens. Every last one of them. So, I'm just...
That's pretty much it.
And that's... I like seeing it. Like, that's how I live my life. I'm like that with people, too. It's like, I can't... There's so much that can be done to you by a higher power that I just sit back and I'd rather just not. It's too much energy for me to sit and try to think of vindictive shit to do to you or to think about, revenge and how I want to get back. It's okay. I'm going to just sit back and I'm going to watch it happen.
And to be honest, it's usually the way it always happens when God handles someone. It's like, Like,
she talked about this Stormi thing. She said they've been speaking, that she was actually like the way Stormi portrayed the friendship. Stormi's a liar. They were actually close friends.
I'm not surprised.
Right.
So,
because remember they was talking about how Coleslaw was sitting up at the parking lot waiting for or whatever, was it Courtney's best friend? And everybody was like, well, who was Courtney's best friend? Courtney's best friend was Martell. So that's who Coleslaw was always in the parking lot waiting for, Martell. At Stormi's business.
Oh, shoot. I did not know that. I knew about I didn't know that Martell was the friend. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They was all getting around.
That's some snake-ish, man.
And then she has the audacity saying, well, you always leave when I go. Shut up, please. Shut up. Just stop. Stormi is a pretender. Like, you should have just been honest with it. I'm not really close to you. I used you to get on the show. All this drama you're acting about, Mel, stop being your friend. It's like, it's just giving, like, you're very pathetic. You don't need to act the drama anymore. Like, just end it.
They all came with the same thing. Oh, Mel's not talking to me. Mel's not talking to me. Like, y'all, this is a grown-ass woman. Y'all all grown. Don't y'all have lives? Y'all shouldn't have enough time to worry about if the next person is talking to y'all. Like, y'all are supposed to be businesswomen and have business endeavors. Y'all should be too busy. Y'all should be booked and busy, remember? to be worried about if the next person is talking to you. When you
Yeah.
have time, then you will talk to you. You know, she'll talk to you. But for
It's
y'all
like
to be so in your feelings and now y'all want to start shit and then, you know, y'all are going against her because she's handling her business and moving differently than what y'all doing, okay. It shows y'all wasn't real in the first place.
and I'm just like, if someone doesn't talk to you, then don't talk to them. Like like it's not that big of a deal, right? Like it's not that big of a deal that like how many episodes in we're still going to revisit the conversation. Like, oh, like so
Like they
bad.
are third graders. They act like they have third grade like friendship.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? So, did anybody have any last words while we wrap it up?
I'll just stay tuned to these YouTube streets. So we're going to do what, a review on Love Marriage Huntsville, Detroit, because I mean, it's, I don't know, it's already not given, but it's given.
Yeah. I have nothing else to say. Like there really is nothing to say at this point. But yeah. Nothing new.
All right, then. So, thank you all for joining. This was a very long chat. See you
Again,
guys.
make sure you
Ah,
guys
thank
please go
God
subscribe to my
Norila's out of
channel.
Atlanta. Thank God Norila's out of Atlanta. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Bye.